In Spain, you can still buy a house for less than $100,000. And no, it's not a scam. Stone cottages overlook the ocean, narrow streets glow in the evening light, and homes cost less than a used car in Los Angeles. These towns aren't abandoned or forgotten. They're simply living at a slower pace. You'll see a hill village with cheap homes, a seaside escape where retirees from 5 countries settled, and a medieval gem where rent is cheaper than Netflix. If you love discovering places where life still feels real, subscribe and join us as we uncover the most affordable hidden towns in Europe. By the end of this video, you'll know which ones are dream deals and which ones hide surprises. Calatanyazor, a village frozen in time. Perched on a quiet hill in Soria, Calatanyazor feels like a place history forgot to update. Stone cottages line narrow cobblestone streets, and wooden balconies lean toward each other as if whispering secrets from centuries past. The ruined castle still overlooks the valley, keeping silent watch over a town that moves at its own rhythm. Homes built from stone and timber here sell for under $50,000, a rare price for a place that feels centuries deep. When evening comes, the only sounds are wind and footsteps echoing through the past. Locals say time stopped here long ago, and walking its streets, you'll start to believe them. It's not for everyone, though. No nightlife, no hurry, just silence that feels sacred. But if this feels too remote for you, wait until you see the next one, where the sea itself seems to hide from the world. Ortiguera, the secret port of Asturias. On Spain's wild northern coast, Ortiguera feels like a postcard someone forgot to send. It's a small fishing village tucked between emerald cliffs and the restless Atlantic, where mornings smell of salt and rain. The old lighthouse still blinks through the mist, guiding boats that glide into the tiny harbor. Here you can find whitewashed cottages with ocean views for around $70,000, the kind of places where you wake up to gulls instead of alarms. Life moves with the tides, quiet, steady, and a little melancholic in winter. Writers love it. Retirees linger here, and locals say the ocean never lets you feel lonely. But if the sea feels too cold for you, the next stop trades the waves for rolling olive hills and homes that cost less than a small car. Montefrio, where the sky meets stone. Nestled in Granada province, Montefrio feels like a place the sun painted just for you. The town's church crowns a rocky hill, standing proudly against endless skies. National Geographic even called the view one of the world's most beautiful. And it's easy to see why. Houses tucked under the cliffs sell for $60,000 to $90,000, often with terraces that catch every last ray of sunset. Whitewashed walls reflect the golden light, and narrow streets twist like ribbons through centuries of history. It's a dream for photographers, artists, or anyone who chases Andalusian light and stillness. Life here moves gently. Mornings drift into long siestas, and evenings are measured by how the hills blush under fading sun. Montefrio is breathtaking, but the next town takes a different kind of allure, one hidden underground, where history literally rises from the soil, waiting for you to discover it. Linares de la Sierra, Andalusia's hidden chest. Linares de la Sierra hides deep in the Sierra de Aracena mountains, where the pace of life barely nudges forward. Cobbled lanes twist between stone homes with red-tiled roofs, some standing for centuries, their walls whispering stories of generations past. Small rustic houses here can still be found for around $80,000, offering a rare chance to live in a place that feels entirely untouched. In the evenings, the town square comes alive with locals strumming guitars and dancing flamenco, a rhythm that seems to echo through the surrounding hills. Life here is slow, full of simple pleasures, fresh bread, olive groves, and neighbors who know your name within a day. For anyone craving village life with a hint of mystery, Linares is a dream. But if you're drawn to towns where Roman emperors once bathed and history flows through every stone, the next stop will show you a very different kind of timeless charm. Alhama de Granada, the town over the gorge. Alhama de Granada clings to the edge of a dramatic canyon, where every step feels like walking on the border between earth and sky. The gorge cuts deep, and from the stone bridges and cliffside streets, the view stretches for miles. Roman baths still bubble with warm mineral water, offering a glimpse of life from thousands of years ago. Homes built from local stone, many overlooking the canyon, sell for around $90,000, affordable for such a breathtaking setting. Cafes and small restaurants perch on the cliffs, letting you sip coffee while watching the sun hit the valley below. Life here moves at its own pace, with mornings lit by golden light and evenings wrapped in the hush of the gorge. For those who crave daily drama in their surroundings, Alhama is a rare find. But if the cliffs start to feel too bold, the next town trades sheer drops for rolling vineyards, where calm stretches across the horizon like a living painting. LaGuardia, the fortress of wine. LaGuardia rises atop a hill in Rioja, its medieval walls guarding a town where vineyards stretch in every direction. Narrow streets curve between stone houses, many dating back centuries, and the air carries the faint sweetness of grapes and oak barrels. Tiny homes here start around $95,000, giving you a chance to live among history and harvest. Beneath the cobblestones lie hidden wine cellars, carved by monks long ago, where bottles age quietly in cool shadows. Life moves slowly. Mornings begin with the smell of fresh bread and local wine. Afternoons drift into sunny strolls along the walls, and evenings are marked by laughter spilling from taverns. For wine lovers, historians, or anyone who loves the rhythm of a town that seems to breathe with the seasons, LaGuardia is a rare find. But wait, from grapes to quiet gold, the next town glitters in its own quiet way. Cudillero, the rainbow village by the sea. Cudillero clings to northern Spain's cliffs, where houses cascade in pastels, each one stacked like a living watercolor. The harbor below hums quietly with fishing boats, and the scent of salt and fresh seafood fills the air. Despite its charm, small homes up the hill remain surprisingly affordable, often under $100,000, giving a rare chance to live where the sea meets color and calm. Villagers still call out across streets and alleyways, sharing greetings, jokes, and news. Life here feels like a song you can step inside. Cafes and tiny taverns serve cider and tapas as waves lap below, setting a rhythm both gentle and vivid. For creatives, retirees, or anyone chasing mornings bathed in sunlight and color, Cudillero is a dream realized. But if the Atlantic coast is too cool for your taste, the next town trades ocean blues for desert reds, offering a landscape so different it almost feels like stepping onto another planet. Tabernas, Spain's own Wild West. Tabernas is Europe's only desert, tucked in Almeria province, where rugged hills meet sun-baked plains. This landscape once hosted countless Hollywood westerns, and traces of film sets still dot the outskirts. Modest homes here, often surrounded by cacti and red rock, can be found for around $60,000, offering a rare slice of desert life in Europe. The sunlight turns every wall and dune golden in the evening, making every sunset feel cinematic. Locals recall Clint Eastwood riding through the valleys, and some cafes still show black and white movie clips to passers-by. It's a quiet, slightly surreal place, perfect for adventurers, history buffs, or anyone who enjoys the irony of living in a European desert once tamed by movie magic. Life moves slowly here, measured by the sun rather than schedules, and nights reveal stars so clear they seem almost close enough to touch. Up next, if the desert feels too dry, wait until you see a mountain village where waterfalls tumble through narrow streets, bringing water, greenery, and a completely different kind of magic. Lanjarón, the fountain of youth. Lanjarón sits in the Alpujarra Mountains, known across Spain for its mineral springs. Locals believe the water has healing powers, and it's even bottled and shipped nationwide. The town's narrow streets are lined with fountains, so the gentle sound of running water follows you everywhere, giving the village a peaceful rhythm. Modest stone cottages and townhouses can be found for around $80,000, offering a chance to live among the misty mountains and lush greenery. Life here feels slow and restorative. Morning markets brim with local produce, while afternoons invite strolls along shaded paths or quiet moments by the springs. It's a haven for health-conscious travelers, writers, or anyone who craves calm without losing touch with daily life. From this mountain retreat, we head to a place where history feels alive, where castles and cobblestones whisper tales of knights, battles, and legends you almost half expect to step out of the stone walls. Morella, the castle in the clouds. Morella rises from its hilltop like a storybook fortress, its massive medieval walls encircling cobblestone streets that twist and climb with history. At sunset, the castle seems to hover above low-lying fog, casting long shadows over orange-tiled roofs. Modest stone homes here can be snapped up for under $100,000, giving anyone a chance to live among centuries of stories. Walking through the empty streets, you feel the quiet reverence of a town that time has treated gently. Church bells echo, and the air carries whispers of nights, markets, and festivals long past. Morella is perfect for history lovers, writers, or anyone seeking a romantic escape from the modern world. Albarracin, Spain's fairy tale fortress. Perched on a rocky bend in the Guadalquivir River, Albarracin feels like a town lifted from a storybook. Its terracotta roofs, pinkish walls, and winding streets glow warmly under the sun, making every corner a perfect frame for a photograph. Despite its popularity with travelers, you can still find small stone houses for around $95,000, a rare chance to live inside history. Walking its narrow lanes, you notice the quiet hum of the past. Walls tell tales of Moorish rulers, medieval knights, and centuries of local life. The town encourages you to slow down, to notice the carved doorways, the patterned tiles, and the views stretching over forests and cliffs. It's the type of place that invites whispering, not shouting, a place where dreamers linger and imagination feels tangible. Now, let's leave the hills behind for the northern coast, to a fishing village where mornings begin with the song of seagulls and the smell of salt in the air. Luarca, the white village of the Green Coast. Tucked along Asturias's rugged coast, Luarca is a town where green hills meet the Atlantic. Whitewashed houses cling to cliffs, overlooking a harbor where fishing boats bob gently in the morning mist. You can still find old stone homes for under $90,000, giving anyone the chance to live among the history and calm of a real coastal village. The rhythm here is dictated by tides and tradition. Locals gather at the harbor to share cider, swapping stories that feel like they've been told for generations. Narrow lanes wind past colorful shutters, cemeteries perched on cliffs, and little cafes where the scent of fresh seafood mingles with sea spray. It's a quiet place with dignity and character, where visitors can wander without interruption and residents live in tune with nature's pace. If you think Luarca feels secluded, wait until you see the next village, a hidden corner of Spain where life slows almost to a whisper, and disappearing might just be the whole point. Valverde de los Arroyos, the village of black slate. High in the mountains of Guadalajara, Valverde de los Arroyos feels like it was carved from the very rock that surrounds it. Its dark slate houses seem to grow out of the hills, their chimneys sending up soft trails of smoke in winter. Snow blankets the village in white, while summers turn the hills into rolling green waves. You can still stumble upon small homes for under $90,000, each one a quiet retreat from the rush of modern life. Locals tend to their honeybees, knit wool in the evenings, and share stories that seem older than the mountains themselves. Narrow lanes wind between houses, leading to hidden plazas and stone stairways that disappear into the forest. It's a place made for introverts, artists, or anyone who wants a life with space to breathe and think. The silence is gentle, broken only by birds or the wind through the pines. Valverde hides well, but the next village is impossible to miss. It sits proudly in Spain's most stunning valley, waiting for those who love light, rivers, and unforgettable views. Ronda, the city split in two. Ronda feels like two towns in one, divided by a deep gorge that cuts through the heart of the city. The Puente Nuevo Bridge stretches over the 100-meter drop, a view that takes your breath away every single time. Hemingway wandered these streets, calling Ronda the most romantic town in Spain, and it's easy to see why. Away from the busy center, you can find apartments around $95,000. Cobbled streets wind past cafes where locals sip coffee and talk bullfighting history, while terraces above the gorge catch the golden light of sunset. The city mixes drama with comfort, ancient walls, cozy squares, and a lively energy that feels alive but never rushed. Ronda suits anyone who loves beauty with a touch of adventure, a place to stroll, sit, and just watch life move below the cliffs. But if dramatic gorges aren't enough, the next stop takes us to a hidden island off Spain's coast, where life slows even more, and every corner feels like a secret waiting to be discovered. La Graciosa, the island nobody talks about. La Graciosa is tiny, just a handful of streets and sand dunes, yet it feels like a world apart. There are no paved roads, and most people get around on bikes or simply barefoot, which gives the island its slow, peaceful rhythm. White sand stretches to turquoise waters, and the sunsets here feel endless. For those dreaming of moving in, small homes and traditional fishermen's cottages start around $90,000. Many are simple, 1 or 2 bedroom stone or stucco houses, often with terraces overlooking the ocean or shared gardens with bougainvillea. Some need a little TLC, but that's part of the charm. You can restore a home while living in paradise. There are also a few modernized apartments, mostly tucked behind the main square. giving options for anyone who wants comfort without losing the island's vibe. Life here is stripped down to the essentials: sun, sea, and community. Minimalists, writers, or anyone craving escape will feel at home immediately. Returning to the mainland, our next town preserves that sense of untouched Spain, hidden among mountains and forests, waiting to be discovered. Frigiliana, the white pearl of Malaga. Frigiliana sits on the hills above the Costa del Sol, and it's easy to see why people fall in love with it. The narrow streets twist and turn, all lined with whitewashed houses, flowers spilling from windows, and tiny Moorish tiles popping up everywhere. Every corner feels like it belongs in a postcard. If you're looking to buy here, there are still small hillside homes around $100,000. Some need a little work, which means you can make it your own, while others are ready to move in. Many have terraces where you can look out over olive groves or even catch a glimpse of the sea. Life in Frigiliana is slow and pleasant. Mornings at a cafe, afternoons with a siesta, evenings walking through alleys smelling like orange blossoms and fresh olive oil. It's perfect if you want peace, a bit of charm, and that Mediterranean vibe. Pretty as this town is, the next one feels straight up cinematic. Wait till you see it. Besalú, the bridge to the past. Besalú feels like stepping straight into another century. Its medieval bridge stretches over the river, and in the morning, the water mirrors the sky so perfectly it almost looks unreal. Walking across it, you can imagine the traders, rabbis, and townsfolk who once crossed these stones. Small stone homes here go for about $95,000. Many still hold original details, wooden beams, arched doorways, giving you a real sense of the town's history. Narrow streets wind past Romanesque arches, cafes serving local pastries, and tiny shops full of crafts. The town has a natural rhythm: morning sunlight on cobbled streets, church bells marking the hours, neighbors chatting over the fence. Living here means being part of a place that feels lived in, timeless, and full of stories. Besalú are stunning, but the next town takes it further. An entire city carved into the mountain, ready to surprise you. Setenil de las Bodegas, the town under the rock. Setenil de las Bodegas is the kind of town that makes you stop and stare. Houses are built right into the massive cliff, with stone overhangs shading the streets below. Walking here feels like threading through a natural fortress, where every corner surprises you with a tiny cave cafe or a shop tucked into rock. You can still find homes under $100,000, often with cool, naturally shaded interiors that stay fresh in summer. Imagine sipping coffee while looking up at the cliffs above, or strolling past neighbors chatting from terraces carved into stone. The textures, shadows, and smells of the town make it feel alive, almost like it's been waiting for you to discover it. Setenil combines history, architecture, and a hint of mystery in a way few towns can. It's perfect for those who want a home with personality, somewhere that feels secret and special every day. From rocks above you to stars all around, we're heading to a town perched on a mountain, where the sky dominates the view. Trevelez, Spain's highest village. Perched high in the Sierra Nevada at over 4,000 feet, Trevelez feels like it's touching the clouds. Its narrow streets wind between whitewashed houses, and the crisp mountain air carries the scent of pine and, famously, dry-cured ham. Locals take pride in their jamón, and every shop seems to hum with the promise of flavor and tradition. Homes here are surprisingly affordable for such a scenic spot, often between $70,000 and $90,000. Many have terraces where you can watch clouds drift past in the morning, painting the mountains in soft gold. Life moves gently here. Neighbors greet each other with warm smiles. Children play on stone streets, and every corner offers a view that feels like it belongs in a travel magazine. Trevelez is perfect for anyone who wants a home far from the noise, where mornings are slow, quiet, and breathtaking. It's a retreat that blends culture, cuisine, and nature into everyday living. If quiet appeals to you, wait until you see the next village, charming, still, and with stories that might make you shiver. Belchite, the town that died twice. Belchite was almost completely destroyed during the Spanish Civil War. Bombs tore through its streets, leaving ruins that still stand today, frozen in time. Walking among crumbled walls and empty doorways, you can almost hear the echoes of lives interrupted. Footsteps in the square, whispers in the alley, doors creaking as if someone unseen passed by. Nearby, the new village has grown, with homes under $80,000. Locals say the old ruins aren't just empty. At night, shadows seem to move on their own, and some claim to hear laughter or crying where no one is. Ghost tours run for the brave, but even casual visitors feel the eerie atmosphere settle over the stone streets. It's a place for history buffs, storytellers, and anyone fascinated by towns where the past lingers in whispers and shadows. Enough ghosts for now. The next village is alive, full of music, fire, and celebration, showing a completely different side of Spain. Altea, the artist's balcony. Altea feels like a painting come to life. White domes and bright blue rooftops cascade down the hillside, spilling toward the sparkling Mediterranean below. Wandering its winding alleys, you'll spot art studios, cozy cafes, and the occasional gallery tucked behind a flower-covered doorway. Homes here, especially those on the edge of the old quarter with sea views, hover around $100,000. Step onto a balcony and the light hits just right, casting everything in gold and turquoise. It's no wonder painters have chased this town for decades. Mornings are for coffee and sketching. Evenings for strolls along cobblestone streets as the sun melts into the sea. It's perfect for anyone chasing inspiration, whether you're a painter, writer, or just someone who wants the kind of calm that sparks creativity naturally. Life here flows like a quiet melody, a gentle mix of sea breeze, chatter, and the occasional guitar strum from a street corner. But if Altea feels too calm for you, get ready for a rush. Our next stop clings to cliffs high above the clouds. Cazorla, the balcony of Andalusia. Imagine waking up to the scent of pine and wild thyme, with the sun spilling across the rolling hills of one of Spain's largest natural parks. That's Cazorla. The town perches like a balcony above the valley, and from your window you can spot trails that lead straight to waterfalls, hidden caves, and quiet forest glades. Stone houses tucked into the hills go for under $95,000. Cozy, sturdy, and full of charm. Locals know the best hiking paths, the secret picnic spots, and the little cafes where the olive oil is poured like liquid gold. Here, life moves at the pace of the forest. Birdsong, rustling leaves, and the distant roar of waterfalls. It's a paradise for hikers, nature lovers, and anyone who wants their backyard to be wild and breathtaking. Even if you just love a view that changes with every season, Cazorla delivers. From towering trees and hidden trails, we head to rivers glittering with history. The next town still holds gold beneath its waters. Potes, the doorway to the Picos. Potes sits at the foot of the Picos de Europa, a place where jagged peaks meet green valleys and rivers run so clear you can see the stones at the bottom. Timber bridges connect the town's narrow streets, and the stone houses with red-tiled roofs seem to grow out of the mountains themselves. You can still find homes around $90,000, small, cozy, and full of character, with views that change every season. In the mornings, locals stroll along the riverbanks, and in the evenings, the aroma of stews and roasted chestnuts drifts from little family-run restaurants. Life here feels connected to the mountains, adventurous hikes, quiet afternoons by the river, and the occasional festival in the plaza where everyone gathers like old friends. It's perfect for anyone who wants adventure and calm in the same day. Imagine waking up to the sun hitting a granite peak and ending it with the soft sound of flowing water outside your window. From cool mountain air to warm desert winds, we're heading south to where the land meets the sea. Mojácar, the white city by the sands. Perched on a hill above the Almeria coast, Mojácar looks like it was painted white to catch the sun. Its narrow, winding streets twist between flower-filled balconies, and every corner feels like a postcard. At sunset, the sky turns pink and gold, reflecting off the sea below. And it's a view you never forget. If you're thinking about moving here, inland homes can still be snagged for around $100,000. Many are cozy little retreats with terraces where you can sip your morning coffee while listening to the waves. The town has kept its old charm, with artisan shops, tapas bars, and occasional flamenco shows. But it also attracts digital nomads and creatives who need Wi-Fi as much as inspiration. It's perfect if you want that blend of beach life, history, and culture. Imagine mornings walking along sun-warmed streets, afternoons at the market, and evenings chasing the perfect sunset, all without breaking the bank. Hold on to your sunglasses. The next stop is a jewel along the Costa del Sol, where even the royals come to vacation there. Sabia Javia, the hidden jewel of the Costa Blanca. Imagine a town where turquoise coves meet rugged cliffs and palm-lined promenades invite long evening strolls. That's Xabia, tucked away on the Costa Blanca, where the Spanish elite escape for quiet weekends, but the vibe is still welcoming and real. If you look slightly inland, you can find apartments for around $90,000. Charming spots with terraces or small gardens, just a short walk from cafes, local markets, and the sparkling sea. Life here moves at a pleasant rhythm. Mornings spent exploring hidden beaches, afternoons wandering the old town's stone streets, and evenings catching the sunset over Manco Mountain. Zabia feels like a rare balance. Village calm with a touch of coastal luxury, where you can enjoy the best of both worlds without paying a fortune. Artists, remote workers, and anyone chasing inspiration seem drawn here, and it's easy to see why. Next, we're stepping into the top 5 now, and trust me, the next towns make even postcards feel ordinary. Albarracin, Teruel, a fairy tale that forgot time. UNESCO recognized Albarracin for its beauty, and the moment you step inside, it's easy to see why. Pink stone towers rise above narrow cobbled streets, winding like a story written long ago. The whole town feels suspended in time, as if centuries just decided to linger here. For those looking to own a piece of this magic, apartments near the ancient walls still come in under $100,000. Picture mornings with sunlight spilling over towers, afternoons wandering quiet alleys where shadows stretch like living art, and evenings when lanterns flicker against the stone, giving the town a gentle, timeless glow. Artists, romantics, and travelers all fall in love with Albarracin. Every corner invites you to pause, breathe, and imagine life in a place where history and calm intertwine. It's extraordinary, almost like living inside a dream painted with stone. Hold on to your breath. The next town shimmers like a pearl set in the deep blue of the Mediterranean, and its sunsets are unforgettable. Cumbaro, the stone village by the tides. Fishing still rules the rhythm of Cumbaro, a tiny Galician town where the morning nets and the smell of salt are part of daily life. Ancient stone granaries line the streets, perched on stilts so the tide can lap beneath them, and the sea seems to flow right into the heart of the village. For anyone wanting a home here, small stone cottages near the port can still be found for around $95,000. Picture waking up to fishermen mending their nets on the quay, gulls circling overhead, and the soft sound of waves brushing against cobblestones. Every alley and archway whispers stories that go back centuries. Living here feels like stepping inside a painting of old Spain, where time slows just enough to notice the light on the water or the texture of the walls. Artists, travelers, and dreamers all fall under its spell, charmed by the quiet beauty that never stops surprising. From serene shores to dramatic cliffs, our next town doesn't just look magical. It takes your breath away. Peñíscola, the castle on the sea. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, you'll recognize Peñíscola instantly. It's where parts of King's Landing were filmed, a real castle rising straight from the Mediterranean. Walking its ramparts, you can almost imagine dragons circling above and knights patrolling the walls. Beyond the fantasy, this fortress town is stunning in real life. Fishing boats drift in the harbor, waves lap against the rocks, and the sun sets in a blaze of gold over terracotta roofs. Apartments tucked off the main peninsula still go for under $100,000, giving you a chance to live inside a postcard of history. Stroll the cobblestone streets, sip coffee in shaded cafes, and watch locals greet each other warmly. Every alley feels cinematic. Every corner tells a story. The castle isn't just for the cameras. It's a living landmark, blending sea, legend, and everyday life in a way that's hard to forget. Next, number 2 feels like stepping into the Mediterranean before tourism existed, where every corner whispers untouched beauty. Almuñécar, Andalusia's lost paradise. Almuñécar carries centuries of Moorish history, with ancient walls and fortresses whispering stories of a time when this town was a key Mediterranean outpost. Walking through the old quarter, you can still feel the echoes of that past in its winding streets and sun-soaked plazas. Small homes here still sell for under $100,000, giving you a slice of history without breaking the bank. The town is wrapped in a tropical microclimate. Mango trees scent the air, and palm-lined streets lead down to quiet beaches. Locals swim year-round, and mornings often start with surfers catching gentle waves while fishermen prepare their nets. Adventure is never far. Hike the nearby mountains, explore hidden coves, or just sip coffee as the sun lights up the Mediterranean. You can surf in the morning and ski in the afternoon, all within a short drive. Almuñécar blends history, nature, and daily life effortlessly, perfect for anyone craving a rich, affordable lifestyle. And now, the #1 Spanish town under $100,000, where mountains, sea, and pure magic converge. Cottages, the dream that survived. Salvador Dali once wandered these streets, sketchbook in hand, turning Cottages into one of the world's most magical coastal towns. Today, you can follow in his footsteps, and maybe even live in a home that feels like an art gallery. Whitewashed cottages hug the cliffs, cobblestone lanes twist toward the sea, and hidden houses uphill can still be found near $100,000 if you're lucky. Imagine owning a space where every sunrise turns your walls into a canvas. The town's light is legendary. Golden mornings and sparkling afternoons that painters and photographers chase for years. Blue doors pop against the bright white walls, the scent of salt and flowers fills the air, and the rhythm of the waves sets your daily pace. Cafes spill into plazas, locals nod as you pass, and art isn't just on the walls. It's in the streets, the harbor, and even the smallest corners of Cottages. Living here feels like inhabiting a painting. For dreamers, artists, and anyone chasing inspiration, it's more than a home. It's a way to wake up inside art every day. That's our top 30 Spanish towns where you can still find a home under $100,000. Some feel frozen in beauty, their streets and squares whispering stories from centuries past. Others are quietly waiting for someone to breathe new life into them, to turn cobblestones and rooftops into a living, breathing home. From cliffside castles to sunlit coves, each one has its own magic. Which town would you pack your bags for? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Your next chapter might just begin in a quiet Spanish village.